Okay, good evening. Welcome to this regular scheduled business meeting of the Summersville City Council on this 23rd day of September 2024. Man, how these months are flying by. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight and get started right into the agenda. The first item on the agenda is consideration of the council minutes of the meeting we held on September 9th of 2024.
Move to approve last reading.
Second. We got a first and second. Council, the motion was to waive the reading. Are there any changes or amendments to the minutes as they have appeared in your packets? None this way, none that way. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
You didn't say what I said hi, not aye.
I knew what you meant.
You know what I did, okay. All opposed, same sign. Motion so carries. Public comment, anybody signed up tonight?
No, sir.
Okay, we did receive a piece of correspondence, a nice thank you note that looks like the entire board of the Nicholas County Community Foundation sent back to City Council after they received their grant award for this fiscal year. They're very much appreciative of it. The next item on the agenda is we'd like to welcome tonight our Executive Director, Tracy McCoy from the Summersville Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I think you're going to update me on that. I think I got the wrong name on there.
That's okay. It might take a little while for that to become a habit.
Yeah.
So,
Welcome, Tracy.
Welcome. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody this evening? Good. In front of you, you all should have a copy of the annual report that I prepared for this evening. And first, I'm going to read the letter that I included in this report. Greetings. I'm honored to reflect on an extraordinary year of growth, collaboration, and overall success. Our collective efforts have positioned the greater Summersville area as a vibrant and sought-after destination for tourists from all over. Over the past year, we have continued to strengthen our partnerships with local businesses, civil organizations, and stakeholders. Together, we have created new opportunities for visitors to experience the best that the greater Summersville area has to offer, whether it's the breathtaking beauty of Summersville Lake, our renowned outdoor adventures, or the rich cultural heritage that makes our community unique. Our marketing efforts have focused on reaching new audiences and showcasing the greater Summersville area as a year-round destination. We launched several targeted campaigns that highlight our strengths, including our world-renowned outdoor recreation, unique dining and shopping experiences, small-town charm, growing art scene, and an abundance of attractions and amenities. The results have been significant: increased visitation, improved brand recognition, and stronger economic impacts for our local businesses. Our community is also proving that we are invested in the future of tourism in the greater Summersville area through infrastructure improvements, new and improved community events, and sustainability initiatives that ensure the greater Summersville area will continue to grow as a sought-after destination for generations to come. Our focus on responsible tourism has been a guiding principle, promoting experiences that respect our natural resources and enhance the quality of life for our residents. As we look forward to the coming year, I'm filled with enthusiasm and optimism. We are entering an exciting phase of development in many areas of our community, with plans to further enhance the visitor experience, create innovative marketing campaigns, and continue supporting local businesses. I am confident that through our shared vision and dedication, the greater Summersville area, which encompasses all of Nicholas County, will continue to grow as a premier destination. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our community leadership, our partners, community members, and my board. Your support, hard work, and passion are the backbone of everything we do. Together, we are building a bright future for the greater Summersville area. Thank you for your continued trust and visit Greater Summersville. So on the next page, if you'll follow with me, as the mayor had mentioned, we rebranded this July. So we're very excited to unleash our new logo. Down below you see the previous one and then the newest one. And we said that while our name and logo has changed, our vision, values, and mission remain the same, with a little wider scope. Our new logo is a colorful representation of Summersville Lake, the heart of our beautiful area. It also serves as an invitation to something greater. Join us as we celebrate all the wonders that Nicholas County has to offer. We are proud to present Visit Greater Summersville. On the next page, this is not an all-inclusive list, but it is a broad list of a lot of the paid media that we do. So in that list, I won't go through all of them, but you'll see a lot of the different magazines, TV stations, radio stations, and different publications that we do work with, as well as social media that we do paid ads on as well. The bottom of the page, you'll see Visit Greater Summersville by the numbers. There's just a little information about the distribution of our visitors guides, our followers on the different social media channels that we use, and then also a couple of our videos that we did last year, a winter video and then a Summersville summer video as well. That was very, very successful with those. On the next page, you'll see a short list of some continuing education that I've taken part of. The Governor's Conference on Tourism, Hospitality University, the AFNHA Tourism Summit, Southeast Tourism Society Marketing College, West Virginia Department of Tourism webinars, and the WVU Sustainable Tourism webinar series. Below that are a few of our memberships. And then again, not an exhaustive list, but a few of our partnerships down below that. On the next page, Nicholas County findings. So in the top, you'll see visitor spending timeline. These amounts are in millions. So in 2019, it was 31.4 million in visitor spending. You can see how the number dropped in 2020, but then it rebounded in 2021 and continued to go up to 2023, where we were at $41.4 million. Below that, you'll see the visitor spending by county, and in Nicholas County, you'll see how it breaks up. Again, it's by millions. Lodging was 4.53 million. Food and beverage, 11.69. Recreation was 6.73. Retail, 7.93. And transportation, 10.49, equaling 41.38. Below that, you'll see some information about employment in the tourism industry, and also the impact that tourism had on our county was a tax savings of approximately $382 per household. Below that, the hotel motel tax for 2023-24, the city hotel motel tax increased by approximately 21% from the year before. The county hotel motel tax increased by approximately 8%. And overall, the greater Summersville area increased by approximately 18.5%. The next page, we'll move on into regional findings. We are part of the Mountain Lakes region. So the first one is visitor spending timeline, and the amount is in millions. The first row, 2019, you see it was 194.6 million. It did drop in 2020. It began its rebound in 2021. And in 2023, it was 241.4 million. Below that is direct spending. Let's see. And then following that, I wanted to move on into a little bit of West Virginia tourism economics, just to kind of give a little bit of a broader view, since we covered local, regional. In 2023, West Virginia set new records for visitation and visitor spending. In 2023, more visitors came to West Virginia than ever before. Direct spending reached an all-time high, and tourism-supported jobs accounted for nearly 7% of all jobs in the state, and a total of $2.1 billion of income. West Virginia has seen a 17% increase in visitor spending compared to pre-pandemic levels, far higher than the United States' overall 1% post-pandemic tourism recovery. And below that, you'll find some information. I wasn't going to go through all of the details with you. There's quite a bit of numbers and facts throughout here, quite a bit about the state, but I thought this might be something of interest to you guys if you wanted to take these home and read them. But wonderful things are happening in West Virginia, in our region, and most definitely here in the greater Summersville area. So I was very proud to bring that report to you to show you that our numbers are continuing to grow. Growth in West Virginia itself has been widespread, as we talked about. $7+ billion in economic impact, $887 million of tax revenue generated, and 59,000 or more tourism jobs in West Virginia. So, like I said, tourism is definitely increasing within the state. With us having all these wonderful new things coming to the area, again, the new national park, we are seeing an increased correspondence from even international travelers are contacting me wanting information about coming to stay with us. Previously, before the park, I didn't really get that. The numbers were lower as far as international communication, but now I'm getting those requests a lot more common. to send out our brochures, our visitors guides and information. So we're really excited about that. But like I said, and then with the new recreation complex and the new state park, the new national park, and then also hopefully in the future, the new visitor center, we just have lots of wonderful things coming. So we'll just continue to go up and up. That concludes my report at this time. Does anybody have any questions for me or anything? Like I said, I know there's a lot of numbers in here, a lot of information, so maybe you can take them home and reference back to them or take a look at them. If you have any questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer it. And when you get home, if you have any later on, feel free to reach out to me as well.
So good.
That $10 million increase on the visitor spending, now that's just Nicholas County in the past 4 years, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Nicholas County, correct.
Most of that's before even the national park.
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing an increase. However, I feel like the infrastructure is already there. We're already seeing great things. These new additions are just enhancing what we already have.
Do you track how many visitors out of state versus in-state in Nicholas County, or?
I don't have those numbers per
Do
se.
you track that?
I don't have those numbers per se, but I definitely could get those by reaching out to the various hotel managers and then the campgrounds and just kind of getting an idea of what they have. But we definitely do have a ton of visitors staying from out of state. That is for sure. I do not have a number for you, but I could get that.
Just kind of curious about that.
Yeah, I could actually, if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to gather that info and get back to you with that.
Yeah, the hotels will track by zip code.
Yes.
So that it's just a push of a button for them anymore.
Yeah, because they all have those registration systems that they'll be able to pull up that data. Yes.
Well, I appreciate what you've done. These are staggering numbers, and it's certainly showing that we're headed in the right direction. And all the things that we're doing now, being proactive and doing the park and with the fortunate state park happening here, well, we're certainly heading in the right direction.
We are.
It's
Yeah.
great.
I was very proud to bring these numbers to you today. And then also, like I said, not just for locally, we're very, very proud of those numbers, but then for our region and for our state as a whole. That just shows that our initiative of pouring into tourism, we're definitely headed in the right direction.
Yep. Wonderful report, Tracy. Again, thanks. Thanks to you and your board and all the work you do. So it's called the Visit Greater Summersville CVB.
Visit Greater Summersville, yes.
Good, I gotta get used to saying that.
I know, it will take a while. I
Yeah.
still, if you call me, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll still answer at Summersville CVB, so.
That's a cool logo.
No, this is awesome, and again, what I like to see is all the collaboration, the partnership. You know,
That's what it's
even the
all about.
hotel, you know, the hotel folks, the general managers and stuff have stepped up and
Yes.
playing a big role, and that helps too. And then, of course, you know, it's interesting. I had a meeting last week with a guy from HUD, and he was actually researching a program or put to go out and investigate a program to see if those dollars ever hit the area. And what was funny is he was from Washington, D.C., but he said, I don't live there anymore. He said, I moved to West Virginia. I said, you what? He said, I moved to West Virginia. He said, you know, when he did it, everybody in Washington, D.C. was like, why are you moving to West Virginia? He said, you don't understand how them people live. They live the way I want to live. And that's what he said. He said, I hope we can keep the secret a little bit from all these tourists. But no, great things. And again, you know, this right here is the core of our economy. So I can't say enough about everything that goes into this. And of course, all your hard work is truly appreciated. And every time I partner with you, it's a good thing. So Tracy, thank you. And please take back to your board. We appreciate them as well.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot. Great update. Okay, council, the next item on the agenda is appointment of Amy Gross to the MTA Board of Directors for a 3-year term ending on September 23 of 2027, and this was a request of MTA. So I'll entertain a motion. Got a first and a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion so carries. Recorder's report.
No report this evening.
Okay, mayor's report. I have just a few things to pass along here. Council, today I got another update on the stormwater project, and quite frankly, it was an update that I requested because I've been really frustrated about this project because it just doesn't seem to be moving where I want it to move. I will tell you that back in '21, when we approved our funding, 14 projects were approved at that time with ours, and the special pot of money that was for this flood mitigation. To put me at ease today, because I just felt like for some reason our project was on the back burner, it is not. Only one of those 14 projects has gone to construction bid, and it did just recently, in the last month. That doesn't make me feel any better about our project, but still, it's just the system, it's the process, it's the laboring of dealing with state and federal government monies. So we're waiting on the final approval of the environmental from the state. It's all done, we just have to get their endorsement on it. Once we get the endorsement, then we have to go to a 30-day public advertising notice about the project. And then after that, all the engineering is complete, it's all been bona fide and certified through the state. After we do the 30-day public notification that we have to do, advertise public notification of the project, then it's ready to go to construction bid. So we do anticipate that that could possibly happen yet before the end of the year. But today I was told that I could easily, comfortably, because, you know, like I explained to them, I feel sorry for these people. Interesting enough, they recently came over an engineered plan for this, because this project has been on my radar since 2012. They found the engineered project from 2012. And I bet you I've had every state engineer at the time, and it's interesting because back then we were willing to put some skin in the game just to get this project done, and he was saying, yeah, I read it. I saw what you all were going to do and what they were going to do. But anyway, incidentally, I am assured that it absolutely should, construction should start in the spring. Now, the only thing that I just caution about that is, you know, spring is our wet season, you know, so, you know, that's going to play a role in it. So, you know, everything's on track right now. All the environmental is completed. We're just waiting on the state's approval of the environmental, 30-day notice, and then it will go to construction bid. And of course, when that goes all out, you know, who knows what kind of timeline they're going to get to complete the job because of weather and weather-related issues. I am told that the state does not like to start projects in the fall due to the snow and ice on their roads. So construction bids are going to go out. If they get out this year and they come back, we're going to be right in the middle of, you know, December, the winter. So they did tell me that we probably wouldn't see for sure any construction until the spring of 2025. The other project that I got an update on today, and I got this from the lead from District 9, the guy that runs our district, Jim Moore. The initial delay on that sidewalk project was our engineer and design. We've overcome that, although we don't have the change order completed yet. Don't really understand that. But this is a really unique project, the sidewalk project, because it's really a project that the state does. It's ours, we own it when it's done. But the state does all the administrative on it, meaning that we do pay the bills, the money does come to the city, we pay the bills, but they basically administer the project. So as soon as our engineer was done, he turns the plans over to the state, which the state approved them too. So even the mistakes in the engineering, it was our engineer, but you know, so that did cause some additional grief with the property owners there, because when you see we had to lay back more of their yards and do things like that, that was all because of the original engineering error. We moved the water line, it wasn't in the plans. Don't know how our engineer missed that. We did it because he told us it needed to be moved. And then we moved a power pole, but we didn't move it far enough. So we've readjusted. We're still getting a 5-foot sidewalk, but the sidewalk will be baited up against the curb, where before there was going to be a 2-foot green space between the curb and the sidewalk. Now, in a real unfortunate way, there was a miscommunication between the general contractor and the subcontractor that poured the curb. And so they are currently, as we speak, making a decision at their expense whether they're going to tear all that curb out and re-put it in because it's 2 inches too high, or they're also looking at getting bids to raise the road 2 inches so the curb doesn't have to be taken out. That decision is being made currently. It's not made as of today. But you know, some other issues on the project that gets real confusing. We didn't have the proper easements, and of course those easements changed a little bit when we had to have more because of the issue with the first So we had to go back and get easements from the property owners. And so with all of that said, the contractor is supposed to return to the job next week, sometime next week. They told me the week of September 30th, and I'm assuming that's when the decision will be made by then, whether the curb gets tore out or they can start laying sidewalk because they're going to raise the road. But I'm told that the contractor will be back on site the week of September 30th to start the work up again. And everything is on schedule as it is right now. For the job to be completed, the contracted date for the job to be completed is November 10th. Morning Corps birthday, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that in. Semper Fi, Chuck. The yards and driveways will be reseeded, mulched, they will be pristine. And I hate this for, you know, the individuals that are affected by this, but I can assure them that when this project is finished, their driveways and their yards will be every bit as good or better than they were before the project started. We've tried to do everything that we can to facilitate this disturbance. We've moved mailboxes, we've worked with the USPS in trying to make sure that we don't interrupt mail delivery. We've done, you know, and we'll continue to do everything we can to ease the construction uneasiness with the folks that are involved along that way. So, you know, again, you know, the magic date is November 10th. The only thing I don't know is, you know, they're telling me that the date right now is still November 10th. I don't know if that first change order, when it finally comes through, is going to ask for an extension on the project. So right now, as of today, I was told we're still on track for the closing date, the finish date of that sidewalk to be November 10th. And then, of course, we get to start the second phase, which is already funded, which picks up from there and goes up to the Young property somewhere like we've previously discussed. So does anybody have any questions about any of that?
Mayor, maybe you can, we had this conversation at one of the local meetings that we attended regarding some of the other work that was being done around town on the sidewalks. That was brought up to me a couple times. I think Gary and I talked about it maybe him as well. Maybe if you could speak a little bit to that, what that was, because that was a state project,
Yeah.
not a city project, and not a lot of folks understood that.
Yeah. So across the entire footprint of the state is responsible to make sure that all sidewalks are handicap accessible. And I don't know what, I never could get to the bottom of why they had to come in and redo ours. It's the third time they've redone. They put them in, shortly thereafter, a month, 2 months later, they came back, maybe 3 months later, came back and redid them. They still didn't meet whoever inspects them on behalf of the federal government. And this is happening in every community all over. I mean, they're doing it in Richwood. I've talked to other mayors everywhere. They're tearing these corners up and making the sidewalks with those handicap pads, more handicap, or to meet the federal standard. The reason that's so important to the state of West Virginia is that's tied to all of their DOH monies from the federal government. If the sidewalks in this state are not handicap accessible and meet the standard, then it has a bigger hurt on them on monies that they get for all of their funding for DOH in the state of West Virginia. So yes, that project, as a matter of fact, we didn't even know they were coming. And then, you know, they just start tearing up sidewalks but I can tell you that, you know, they've tore them up and they put them back and they're very usable, workable, and of course they look brand new again. So don't know how long it'll be till they come in and redo them again. And I know we all beat ourselves in the head because that's our tax dollars at work. So what I can say is our sidewalks now with the redoing, I'm told, meet the federal standard and are handicap accessible. A couple other notes, Council. Halloween and trick-or-treating, I want to remind everybody, I still get quite a few calls on this, along with the Safe Zone at the Conference Center. That is going to be October 31st on Halloween, 6 to 8 p.m. So trick-or-treating, door-to-door, all Halloween activities. And it's to my understanding, I know the county has joined us. They're not going to come out with a different date. And I'm not quite sure about the city of Richwood, but for the city of Summersville, our safe zone at the conference center, and trick-or-treating in the city, Halloween night, October 31st, 6 to 8 p.m. I want to remind everybody again about the Wild Ridge groundbreaking ceremony, October 5th. Another big hit for the county, big hit for us. We partnered and collaborated with them. So the ceremony is actually at 4 p.m., but their open house starts at 2 p.m. It is followed by a dinner. Council, if you are interested in going, they do request that you register. They want to make sure if folks are coming to stay for dinner, they have enough food to feed all of their visitors, all their guests. The other thing, the city of Summersville, we're partnering with the Gold Star Mothers along with the Conference Center and the CVB. The Gold Star Mother Ride will actually arrive in town on Friday the 11th, coming from Charleston. I was in a meeting last week, and so far they got 179 bikes registered. And they said they usually pick up about an extra 50 day of. So they still have time to register, but it looks like that's going to be a real big ride. They come into town, there's a big welcome at the conference center. This is not a public event, but council, you're certainly welcome to come out there and welcome them with me. And that's on the 11th, and I'll get you that time. And I purposely am not giving that time tonight because that is not a public event. They've got activities at the conference center that are going to fit hand in hand with the activity that we have going on that weekend, which is Tires and Tats, both that Friday and Saturday. So that's going to be another great show for us. Invite you all to come out for that as well. That's Friday and Saturday. But then the Gold Star Mothers moved to the Tractor Bar, where they actually do all the registering at USAVE. That's where the ride will leave. And then once the ride's completed, they're returning to the Tractor Bar. This is Saturday the 12th. And let me look back. I thought I wrote the times. But everybody is welcome to come to that. And their ceremony for that is at 1 p.m. at the Tractor Bar. And that's the Gold Star Mothers ceremony at the completion of the ride, which is a really neat ride. You know, any soldier in this state that has been killed in combat, on the ride, they actually ride from Charleston with their dog tags. They've got dog tags for all their soldiers. So it's a really neat deal. And then, of course, they bring them in here, and then they also ride the bridge with them as well. And then, of course, the Gold Star Mothers take them back.
What's the date?
So the actual Gold Star ride is Saturday the 12th, and I believe it leaves USAVE at 10 a.m. returning to, because they just ride down to the bridge, across the bridge and back, and they'll be back at the Tractor Bar somewhere around 11 o'clock, and then their ceremony at the Tractor Bar. The Gold Mothers ceremony is scheduled for the 12th. And of course, as you know, across the street, we were fortunate enough to get one of the Gold Star Mothers apple orchards in this state. I don't know how many they have now, but they have quite a few. But this is all going to take place. They've got a little ceremony they're going to also do at their apple orchard. But great event. It's going to be another good event for the county, for the city. So if you can, please mark your calendars and plan to participate. That's all I have in the mayor's report. Any questions or comments? Okay, how about council reports? Okay, council, don't need an executive session, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Got a first and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you, council.